Hello, it's J183, and this is my highlights of AOR Austria. And as you can see from the little graphic there, it's going to rain at the end of the race before we even start, so that's pretty helpful already. So yeah, last time was Singapore, but I didn't upload that because it was literally shocking. I didn't do anything. I qualified last, and then accidentally took someone out and I missed a breaking point. I had about a half hour's practice, so that's why I didn't upload it. And before that was Italy and Spa, where I had my two best results of the season. So hopefully I can get back onto those sorts of results rather than what I had at Singapore. But it's been going pretty well lately. I've improved a lot since the start of the season for sure. And now in Austria, one of my favourite tracks before I switched to no line. But hopefully there aren't many corners, so it should be okay to learn with no line. But this is my best lap in qualifying. You can see taking turn 1 pretty well up towards the turn 2, but technically turn 3, although that's pretty stupid. Why it should be turn 2 in my opinion, but still coming out now, breaking 100-meter board, second gear, and getting good traction on the exit, a little bit on the curb, which isn't ideal, but unfortunately you can see in the top left there is no timer, so this is quite early in the session. So obviously it's not my best lap. It was my banker lap, but then my rest of my laps didn't go very well at all really. So you can see currently 14th, but a few drivers, well, I think I'm one of the very last two drivers to set a time, so hopefully improve on that when we actually finish the lap, because I haven't set a lap yet, as you can see. So coming out towards the last sector, this corner I found pretty difficult to know the turning point for, and we just about don't run wide there. That's an automatic invalidation, which is always pretty frustrating when you have a good lap and then lose it with a few corners to go. So breaking out the 50-meter board for the second last corner and turning it down fourth gear through last corner, coming up towards the line now, and we're already well off the pole time. It's going to be a 7-1, which is pretty shocking, to be honest. I think my best was a 6-3 if I remember correctly. I can't remember, it was quite a while ago, but I'm pretty sure that rings a bell. So you can see my next run, and you can see corner cut, well, track extended very sort of minimally, and that's that lap over. And now going straight on for another lap, I actually run wide there, so not sure, and that's why, yeah, my next lap also managed to mess up, so that's unfortunate, and then stay off the track because KJ Gamer is going fast on the straight, so I don't want to block him, and that's the end of the session. So unfortunately that 7-1 was my best time. You can see Zelchi on pole with KJ in second and 0 third, myself in 14th place and second last, but effectively last of the people who actually set a reasonable time, because Vodka Shot set a time of 6 seconds off. So unfortunately that is a very poor qualifying. I'm even behind Fluffy Pillow once again, so that's never really where you want to be. And now putting the soft tyres on, because that is a slight benefit, because it means I can run soft tyres and probably take it to the rain. As you can see from the weather indicator in just a second that it's going to rain about halfway through the race, so hopefully I can take the soft tyres to that and hopefully win quite a lot. And now it comes to the 500 lights for the Austrian Grand Prix in AOR F2, and it's lights out and away we go. It looks like a pretty decent start compared to the people ahead of me. We've got two Salvers forming a bit of a blockade ahead of me, so we're going to try and get one of them to on up the inside of extremes there. Very shallow line, and we're trying to avoid Fluffy Pillow. He has actually run wide onto the grass there, so I'm past both Salvers by the exit of turn 1, so that's always helpful. And we're up 2 positions already. Vodka Shot is a lot faster than me most of the time, so he's probably not going to be locked behind me for very long. And he's actually looking at the inside of the next corner, but doesn't do it. And the two McLarens and Elkes are 3 wide, and that's put Tapan wide, and I've gone straight past him, and now we're behind Ollie for 10th place. So if we can get the points within the first lap, that'd be pretty nice. And Elke is just ahead, so Ollie is going to brake a bit later than me, lock up the brake. Then someone's come diving up the inside there. Tapan has absolutely sent one. I've managed to hold him off just about, and Vodka is actually going to get past Tapan now, behind me, up for 12th place. So unfortunately a bit of a gap already to the next cars because of that dive bomb from Tapan that I had to avoid. So doesn't really matter though, because I didn't lose position. You can see I think that was Apex there. He's out of the session. He's run wide. Oh, he's lost it or something like that. I don't know, but he's out of the race anyway. So I'm up to 10th within the first lap. You can see lap 4 now, and the field has started to split up a little bit. But you can see Ollie has run very wide there at the last corner. So we're going to have a good run here down towards turn 1, and he's doing all on defensive. So we're going to line up maybe a switchback move, or we're going to go straight past him. Actually, he's going to probably try and dive it though. Yes, he does. He breaks very late, and I'm going to try a switchback move out of turn 1. He's run wide as the yellow curve, and we've got a decent run, but unfortunately he's gone defensive again, so I'm going to have to try the outside line, which probably is not the best place to be into this corner, but we are ahead of him actually, so if we can just brake late, but he's actually broken slightly later. I'm trying to hold it around the outside, and a little bit of contact there, but no damage done, so he's going to get better traction on the inside line, and down towards turn 4 now. It looks like he's going to have the advantage of the inside line, which is unfortunate. But yeah, he brakes very late and holds that position, massive lock-up, but he does manage to slow the car down and hold that 9th place for now. He's actually backing up into his teammate quite a lot, so that might be a little bit of McLaren tactics there, but now it's turn 1 and Ollie has pulled away a little bit. I've got massive oversteer, Franklin in the middle of the road there, and just about avoids him, but unfortunately I've lost their positions to Tapan and to Vodka. Very lucky there that I didn't hit Franglish, as he'd lost it in exactly the same place just a few moments earlier, but I lost it on the traction out of turn 1 and almost hit the back of the Toro Rosso there, but now Franglish has actually caught me up pretty quickly, as you would expect. He's one of the faster drivers in the tier, and you can see also Vodka Shot has absolutely left me for dust, and Tapan is now all over the curves, and he's on wide, and we're up the inside back into the points there, and Franglish is also going to follow him through, but Franglish probably will get me pretty soon, which means I'll be back down to 11th, but I'm not that worried because he's on ultra soft tyres, so definitely can't take it to the rain. I've got a massive slap of oversteer down the exit of turn 1, but luckily he doesn't go for it there, and now later on in the lap, I think, and we're going around these fast corners, but he's got a much better run than me, and he's going to be very close into the last corner. I'm in the party with him, I'm telling him that I'm going to let him through, so just brake a bit early, let him go, hopefully he can drag me up to the next few cars, but I'd be surprised because the slipstream in this game is non-existent. So yeah, down to 11th, but he does have a pit stop to make. See, someone is in the pits already actually, and that is KJ Gamer has pitted for super softs, and now he's probably going to be closing me up pretty quickly, but Franglish all over the curves there ahead of me, you see, and I've actually run very wide in the last corner, and that's going to get a tap and an opportunity, and I'm going to try and go defensive, but he's up the inside of the turn 1. You can see quite a few cars in the pits there, so up into 6th place, but Tapan is up the inside. Good try to switch back on him because he's had the inside line, but it doesn't look like it's going to come off unless I got a good exit, which is pretty decent, and we're going to try and swing it to the outside because he's going very defensive, Tapan, in the McLaren, and we're going to try and go around the outside of turn 2, and he's going pretty well. I don't know, he just didn't really brake at all for that corner, so I'll take it, but we're back up to 6th place. There's a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact. I don't know if that put him off or anything, but for some reason he didn't slow the car down, so I'll take it. We're up into 6th place. You see LK there on the ultra soft has run wide. I'm pretty sure he made a mistake there because he wasn't near anyone to be able to make contact, so up into 5th place now, and Franglish also is in the pits and someone ahead of him, so we're going to be on the podium for a few laps until the drivers behind like KJ and Zelchi are probably going to catch me up pretty quickly, but you can see Vodka Shot is in a very good position because he's going to go to the rain definitely, and he's also about 7 seconds ahead of me, and I'm holding up the people who were battling for the lead, which include Zelchi is the guy in the net lead if everyone was making a stop, and then my teammate Boberts is also just behind him, so I'm going to try and sort of help out Boberts here, but Zelchi is going to dive up the inside. I'm going to try and go a bit wide and not make contact with Boberts, but that actually inadvertently put him off a little bit, and yeah, I'm going to try and block KJ to let Boberts have a bit of breathing space, so into the next corner. Going to try and close the line a little bit, but he's going to go diving up the inside, and that's a decent move and get it slowed down, which he does. So obviously they're much faster drivers than me, and they're on the fresher tyres as well, so not really much point fighting. You can see lap 21 now, and there's already rain coming down. So I still haven't pitted yet, and my tyres are in good condition, but now into turn 2 I've broken way too late for the conditions, and over the yellow curb Hayden is going to have a chance here, and of course I've got a few more cars. I think that's Herschel and Franglish also behind me, who all made a stop, and I'm currently 5th place, haven't made a stop yet, and I think Team Vodka Shot is still leading, so that strategy from him to qualify last might be absolute masterstroke, but we'll have to wait and see. And Hayden tried around the outside there, and there's a bit of contact with Herschel. I'm pretty sure Hayden got wing damage from that, because that was pretty severe contact with Herschel there. I don't think it was my fault, I just defended my position, and Hayden lost it into Herschel, so now lap 22, and it's raining a lot now. I'm going to pit this lap, and I'm pretty sure DRS has already been disabled, so it is definitely time. Boberts, my teammate, came in the previous lap, which is why I couldn't come in then, so unfortunately that's how it goes when you're second driver, but still it's going to be a decent call to pit, I think, definitely. And now Franglish is right behind me. You can see KJ ahead is in the pits for instance as well, and a lot of other drivers are in. I don't think anyone's still out on dries at this point, so it's going to be I've managed to save myself a pit stop pretty much, and which is good. Obviously it's gained me up from probably a net like 11th place up to a net 5th place, so that's pretty decent. But you can see Zero is in the house ahead of me, and unfortunately he's disconnected, so that's going to be a major blow to his championship, because he's one of the top drivers, and unfortunately disconnected from this race and couldn't get back in, so very unlucky, but that's sometimes how online racing goes. So you can see 6th place now, and that is net position because obviously everyone's going to the end at this point, but now we're coming towards turn 2 a couple of laps later, and I've broken pretty well there. A bit on the curves on the exit, could have been better traction, but now Ollie is right behind me, and he's probably going to go for it because that's the sort of driver he is. He doesn't wait for a second opportunity, he just goes for it at the very first chance he gets. And now down towards turn 4 he's going to go absolutely diving up the inside. I just don't want to crash, because even if I get 6th or 7th it's still a decent result for me, so I'm going to sort of let him go. His pace is better than mine, and don't want to crash, so I'll let him have that 6th place, and maybe he'll have penalties. I might be able to stay with him, but I'd be surprised, to be honest. And now a few laps later, onto lap 33 with only a couple laps left now, and Hayden is right behind me again after having changed his wing. He's still managed to close up the seconds he lost, and once again I've absolutely bottled it and run wide. For some reason I can't do turn 2 when Hayden's right behind me, so that's helpful. And now on my screen he's on super softs there, but I don't think he is, as that traction was ridiculous. So unfortunately Hayden's got me because of that mistake, and hopefully I can stay with him, but you can see up 35 I don't stay with him at all. And now running a little bit wide again, but Frank's up my inside, so I'm going to try and defend his position. And this is the most frustrating thing about league racing, when you're in a net position but then your pace just isn't there, so everyone faster just overtakes you. It's sort of a bit demoralising, but it also shows you where your weaknesses are, which I'm fully aware of. I'm definitely not the quickest in the tier, or anywhere near the quickest. I'm probably one of the slowest on actual pace. I just stay out of incidents, so that means I get a few points sometimes. So that's definitely something to work on for the future seasons of AOR, into the next game of course. And now coming on towards lap 35, we've only got a lap and a half left, and Frankish is all over my back end, but I got very, very wide there, and Frankish is going to go past on the left hand side, as I got a terrible run off that in the last corner, and we're down to 9th place. But I'll take points, you know, like that was my aim at the start of the season, to get points most races, which I've done pretty well so far. Only 3 races so far that haven't scored points, and if I score points this time then I'll take it. So yeah, coming onto the last lap of the race now, and Frankish is already pulling away, so if we can stay with him, maybe he'll have penalties, I don't know. So we probably should be able to stay within 3 seconds coming through turn 1 now. And I've actually run a little bit wide. Frankish has done the same mistake again as he did earlier, so I'm going to take that up into 8th place because of Frankish's mistake. And I'll come around the final few corners for the 8th place. I don't know if someone might have penalties. I don't think I've got any penalties this race, which is I'm pretty happy with. But I don't actually remember if that's true or not. I might just made that up. But Frankish doesn't have less penalties than me, so I do stay in 8th place for now. But I'm pretty sure Herschel had a stop-go. You can see there he's got 19 seconds. That's because he had an unserved stop-go that didn't get added to his time. So that's actually me in 7th place. So 7th, 6 points, my equal second best result of the season with Italy. So I'll definitely take that, you know, like decent points. My team at Bobbett's in 4th, so good Red Bull points all there. So I'll take that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you didn't, leave a like, comment what you thought on the video below. This has been JO83. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.